Hello, this is the tutorial for the captain role of Space Station 13. Now the captain role is pretty simple. You don't actually have to do much. There's only a couple things you need to know how to do. It is important that you need to know how to do those couple things, and most of them are done from this console here, but there's only a couple things you've got to do. And that is, well, to log in you've got to use your keycard. And then the only things you really need to know is, you don't need to know how to do this more, it's fun. You can make captain's announcements. Well, let me de-admin myself for this. So you get to make a captain's announcement and it just sounds everyone on the ship. This is where you call the emergency shuttle. If the station has gotten to the point where it's completely ruined, you need to get off or you're going to die, it's here where you call the emergency shuttle, and that's like tapping out to the game. All rounds end with an emergency shuttle being called sooner or later. It's only a matter of time, and it's your choice, usually prompted by a crew, when to call the emergency shuttle. You can change the emergency maintenance access. This means that the maintenance doors will open up for anyone, and if you hit that, anyone who tries to go into maintenance can go into maintenance. Usually do that when there's a radiation storm and people need to take cover. You can send message to CENTCOM. CENTCOM is the in-character name for the admins, so you can just say something and then the admins will get that message. Usually you just need to get attention to the admins, but message me on Discord or Facebook or something, and instead of using this really. And you can change the alert level. You can change it between blue and green, and that if there's some kind of something on the station going on, you need to change the alert level to blue, just to let people know that there's an emergency situation. You can do that. The other important things to notice, to note about the captain, is the captain's quarters, by the way, is he's got some important stuff in his locker in his room. The captain's spare ID. Everyone's trying to get a hold of this. This lets you go everywhere on the station, and or they'll also try to steal your ID. So like they might jump you and try and take your ID off you, but they'll be trying to get your spare ID as well. You might want to keep it on you, you might want to keep it locked in your locker, but the other thing they're going to try and get is the nuclear authentication disk. And they're not always going to be trying to get that, but if they get that, it's probably bad stuff about to happen, so don't let people get the nuclear authentication disk. The meme thing to do is to randomly select someone and surgically implant it into their chest, but that's a process that I'm not able to teach. The only other thing the captain has to do is, or only thing they have to know how to do is know how to change someone's role. Let's say you've got this person here, they've been fired from engineering, they're going to give us their ID. They've got it stored inside their PDA, so we're just going to hold down Alt and click on it, and that will give us their ID. So we have their ID. I'm going to put this in this identification console. I'm going to take our own ID and also put it in. I'm going to log in. And we're going to... And these are the things they're allowed to go to, and the things in white are the things they can't go to. So we're just going to take all of it away, because we don't like what they're doing. Also, you can just change their assignment. Like you can change them to assistant, and that just gives them access to all the things assistant can be accessed to. You can change the head of security. That gives them access to all the things head of security has access to. You can make them the prisoner. That's what we'll do here. our captain's ID. Here's their ID. We'll give it back to them. Or not. Yeah, Windows aren't coming up for some reason. Oh. I didn't close it down, I only minimized it. Alright, there it is. We'll put it in there, back in their PDA. So you can use, that's how you promote or demote people. The only other notes I would have for Captain is you can do pretty much whatever you want, but people are going to be looking for an excuse to start a revolution because revolutions are fun. So try not to give them too much of an excuse. Also try not to get involved too much with the head of security's job. A lot of captains confuse their responsibilities for the responsibility of the head of security. It's not really your job to chase down criminals or to be a detective, or to do any of that stuff. Your job is to, it's actually very unspecific. Your job is just to go around and to make sure everything's being done properly. The only thing to note in terms of security is if the head of security is abusing their power, they aren't following the law, they're punishing people who should not be punished, it is your responsibility to relieve them of that role. That can be difficult because the head of security has an entire armory at their disposal. You have some weapons too. Your weapons are actually pretty good. You have in your cabinet, you have this energy gun here, if you find it. It's very powerful. It's got disable mode, it's got a kill mode, and you can use that to chase down your head of security with, if you need to. You've got a saber. So that's actually very powerful. It's actually a very powerful melee weapon, but it's not like good compared to a gun. But yeah. Anyway, that really is all you need to know about being a captain.